The American Revolution wasn't a war between somewhat equal forces. Washington remarked that if historians accurately captured the difficulty of challenges that were overcome by Americans, that people reading about it would think it is a made-up fictional story. This was a story between a formal, highly paid and equipped force against a half-starving, desperately struggling group of unpaid, undermanned, and under-equipped fighters over 8 years. The strength of these forces at the outset of the war is one illustrative example. From AmericanRevolution.org and The Continental Army by Robert K. Wright Jr. from 1983, we know the British forces exceeded 48,000 in August 1776, while the Continental Main Army contained 31,000 in September, with 7,000 of those sick and 57% of the total force comprised of militia. The odds of success were so low, and the benefits to morality and natural rights for mankind were so great across America and Europe that Washington assigned the victory to God's will. Quote, "If historiographers should be hardy enough to fill the page of history with the advantages that have been gained with unequal numbers on the part of America in the course of this contest, and attempt to relate the distressing circumstances under which they have been obtained, it is more than probable that posterity will bestow on their labors the epithet and marks of fiction. For it will not be believed that such a force as Great Britain has employed for 8 years in this country could be baffled in their plan of subjugating it by numbers infinitely less, composed of men oftentimes half-starved, always in rags, without pay, and experiencing at times every species of distress which human nature is capable of undergoing. Great Britain thought she was only to hold up the rod and all would be hushed. When we consider the magnitude of the prize we contended for, the doubtful nature of the contest, and the favorable manner in which it has terminated, we shall find the greatest possible reason for gratitude and rejoicing. This is a theme that will afford infinite delight to every benevolent and liberal mind, whether the event in contemplation be considered as the source of present enjoyment, or the parent of future happiness, and we shall have equal occasion to felicitate ourselves on the lot which Providence has assigned us, whether we view it in a natural, a political, or a moral point of light. The rights of mankind, the privileges of the people, and the true principles of liberty seem to have been more generally discussed and better understood throughout Europe since the American Revolution than they were at any former period.